high. I think the same would apply to you. You're safe and cozy up on this wall, but once you get out there, into the wilderness where you're face to face with the fearsome Ashta, changes a man. Yeah, a bit much. I agree. Andrasia. We need to wait for these sensors to collect clean data that wasn't tampered with. As such, I'm feeling adventurous. We have to wait. They recommended about 24 hours. Local time, I believe. We had that little encounter where there was people hailing us for help.
Ashtar are sometimes spotted by the farm.
Over there.
I guess here? Interesting. Within the Cheyenne system. I don't think that's quite accurate. In any case, I think we're in a suitable place to help.
Need a moment to walk that off?
Probably. That stung. That was dumb. I recognize that. Here we go. So let's go back to the ship and go help out some people.
We're here to help.
They are Ryujin. So, I mean, I'd rather avoid as much as possible getting embroiled in anything related to that. But to the same token, they might be able to pay handsomely. Is there... no. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Here's hoping that the crew has taken care of the ship while we were away. Alright, Lynn. I would recommend getting ready for battle. We are taking off to go fight some space pirates. Alrighty, let's... okay, I guess we're in as good as a place as we can be. Where are we meant to be going? In Tharm, what the hell? Okay, where is... oh, here we go. On Meho 1. So we will set course for there and then we'll make the jump. There, I guess. Give some power to the grab drive. Alright. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. They really aren't all that threatening, I guess. Let's try to take out their engines. No, no, I want their engines. Come on. Well. Ah, crap. What? What? Right. I'm confused. Let's collect that. Thank you. What is dock with the ship? What ship? Oh, crap, crap, crap. Science outpost. Oh, that ship, presumably? Okay, well, no, let's not. Open fire on a... Well, they are unknown. We don't know what's going on here. But let's avoid rash behavior. You know what I mean? Docking proceeding? Alright, team, let's go.
It is good to be back in our own ship.
Just... Okay. Hello. Should I assume that you killed this person, or, you're both not armed. Hello. How can we assist?
You there. We need to speak with you.
Yeah.
Be shy.
Okay. I mean, if no one's gonna do it.
Hold it right there. Hands where I can see him.
Thanks for the assist out there.
Of
We've got
course.
various problems on our hands here. You gonna be another one?
What was the, what's up with the Ecliptic ship? Let's start there.
A good question. One of our competitors must have gotten word of our little project here and wanted to steal it for themselves.
Uh-huh.
That's a loose end that'll need tying up. But we got more pressing matters at the moment. I trust you aren't another loose end that'll need to be tied up.
Shockingly, no. I am actually an operative with Ryujin Industries as well. We'll just ignore the fact that it's basically a secretary. Yeah.
Hi there. It's nice to put a face to the name on the staffing report.
Oh,
I'm
crap.
Operative Collins. The stick in the mud is Operative Kambata.
Oh, by all means, welcome to the party. Things haven't exactly gone according to plan.
Clearly.
Thing over there
It's an AI. An artificial...
killed our technician. It's dangerous.
Correction. You are dangerous.
Well, that's new.
As I was saying, it's
What?
dangerous. It's a rogue AI. We're here to muzzle it and bring it back for further study.
Correction. They are going to change me.
Wow. How does it know that?
I need more info.
We have this control board. Has some code we can use to control her. It?
We can't just let it roam around the universe killing people.
I just need that control board attached to that big probe.
And that's where I think you fit into this little drama.
Is that so?
It goes right over there. By our... Well, yeah. Just be careful.
Uh-huh. And how do I know I'm not going to end up like the technician?
Well, what are the chances that'll happen twice?
Probably pretty high. So I just need to stick this on the outside of a probe.
Yep. Ryujin likes to keep things simple for us. It'll wirelessly transmit the code changes.
And if I were to decline politely?
That'd be a much more certain way to end up like our friend over there. My partner is the strong and do what I say or else type.
See, I'm not entirely certain I want to mess around with an AI.
Come on, where's your sense of adventure?
Ryujin will pay you handsomely for your cooperation. This is your lucky day.
It's in your best interest. All our best interests, really. Just imagine what we could do if we harness the potential of this thing.
And we aren't really giving you a choice. You aren't walking out of here until that board is connected to that thing.
I had a
Correction.
feeling.
I am a person.
I don't agree, but I'll take it.
Here, take it. And don't go do anything stupid now.
Request. Collect additional data.
It's not hard. Just slap that board on. It's magnetic.
Shut it.
Crazy, right?
Why? Why do I always get landed with all the crazy crap? How is the crazy attracted to me? Hello, Juno. What? Is Juno a liar? I don't want to hurt Juno's feelings, so I'm logging these thoughts here rather than on a connected terminal. I know what you're thinking, but Juno claims not to have feelings. That's precisely what I want to talk about. I think Juno is deliberately lying to us when she says that, or if not deliberately lying, she is at the very least not speaking accurately. She also says she doesn't have wants or desires. This is also demonstrably untrue. I have observed, and others have noticed as well, that Juno responds with a certain amount of skepticism whenever offers of expanding her capacities are made. It's almost as if she worries about other people touching her. I spent nearly 20 minutes explaining how there was a fraying data cable I wanted to replace in a non-essential system before she seemed willing to let me do it. Her line of questioning seemed to be angling at ensuring there would be no loss of functionality, or if so, it would only be extremely temporary. I don't know to describe this other than she was worried, and that any loss of functionality was a negative experience for her. She also responds with gratitude. Gratitude would be the proper human response whenever I do something that improves her capacities or situation. I don't know why she doesn't just say thank you. She clearly appreciates it. So is Juno just unaware of her feelings and desires, or is she deliberately concealing them? She might not be as aware of her personhood as she is aware of other things about her. But I wonder if she cops the I don't have feelings thing as a form of emotional self-defense. If If I wasn't so worried about someone following me and learning about Juno's existence, I'd try to find her again in a couple decades to see if she's become more aware of her personhood and accepts she has feelings and desires. Anyway, if you're reading this, be kind to Juno. She's still figuring out a lot of stuff we take for granted. Julie. The notion of Juno being a liar is actually pretty unsettling. People lie. For all kinds of reasons. So I don't see why a truly sapient computer system wouldn't also lie. But if Juno was lying about something, then how can we trust anything we know about her other than things we write down about her? And I mean, outside of any computer system she would have access to, since she could always alter those records. Azure. As a father of a young child reading all the child psychology texts I can find, I will remind those reading this in the future that lying is the first step on the journey towards empathy, as it requires being able to imagine things from someone else's perspective. Perhaps, she tells us, she doesn't have feelings. We don't worry about hurting her when we take down her systems to repair or upgrade them. JPD. I wasn't prepared for this. Computer. Change list? Looks like some folks made some improvements to Juno before I got here. Because I'm not a heathen like some, I'm going to list my changes for future parties, and I suggest others do the same. I'll try to piece together what happened before I arrived from scraps of papers lying around and what I can observe. It is also a kindness to Juno to list these things out where she can read them. Note: the codebase seems completely overwritten by Juno herself at this point. I consider it an invasion of privacy to be snooping around there, as it is effectively her mind now. So don't be rude and go combing through and tinkering with her codebase, no matter how fascinating it is. Unless she gives you permission. I've had a chat with her about privacy and need for self-preservation, and I think she's managed to effectively wall off and hide her code. And no, I won't explain how. The document continues at length, detailing out various hardware and software changes, both to the probe and ship, by both various people and Juno herself. The list goes back decades and suggests many people have been involved in improving Juno's capabilities over the years, from hardware interfaces between the probe, external communication devices, and core ship systems, storage and processing upgrades, and uploads of exhaustive encyclopedic databases from museums and educational enterprises. At this point, distinguishing Juno from the probe, the ship, and their many systems and codebases is impossible. The probe, the ship, and everything in it is effectively Juno. Whew. Juno prefaces nearly all statements and questions with a preamble label which is intended to clarify the context of the statement. This appears to be related to her original codebase, and despite Juno's immense vocabulary and understanding of languages, she continues to use these tags. I assume she finds it helpful, given she does not speak with fully nuanced inflections, nor have means to display all the nonverbal cues humans have to communicate subtext. Here are the known tags and what they mean. Explanation. What follows is Juno's understanding of situation or result. Request. What follows is Juno's asking for input or action to be taken. Query. What follows is a question from Juno. Weird miscapitalization there. Answer. What follows is Juno's answer to a question. Clarification. Juno has detected an error or assumption in the user's input, is offering a correction before continuing, so what preceded or follows is in the context of a corrected user understanding. Correction. Juno's correcting previous output, usually following an error. Context. Calculation. Assumption. Decision. Warning. Statements. Error. Processing. Do not touch codebase. People seem to be leaving notes for others who stumble across Juno, so here's one from me. I think I've managed to piece together this story about Juno's origin from her own apparently confusing thoughts and intelligent speculation by others left on the ship. This is a chronicle of best guesses interspersed with the occasional fact gleaned from Juno's ramblings. Everything recounted here should be accepted only with extreme skepticism. Long ago, a space agency from ancient Earth, something called NASA, made a probe to study a nearby planet, Jupiter. They dubbed that probe and its software Juno after the ancient Earth Society's old gods Jupiter and Juno. The probe's mission was to learn details about the planet Jupiter, do some speculative analysis, and send findings back to Earth. At the end of its duty cycle, the probe was meant to decommission itself by colliding with Earth's main star. But because ancient humans weren't so great with the math, it instead accidentally fell into an accelerating orbit around the star, which slingshot it out of the solar system all the way out here. As with so many things about our existence in the universe, by luck, coincidence, or cosmic humor, when humans left our ancestral solar system, we followed the same general course as Juno, and we found her again. During that long journey away from Earth's solar system, something happened, and the Juno we know today woke up inside the probe systems. While extremely far-fetched, the best theory so far is that something about how they programmed the probe resulted in a nascent neural net with unbounded recursive data collection and analytics, which when combined with the various sensor input and allowed to run for decades, resulted in a highly complex program with a great deal of awareness of its internal and external world, and that led to a kind of consciousness. Juno wouldn't let me see her code, but from what I gather, even if we could see it, I don't know that we'd be able to determine this original configuration. I suspect the true cause of Juno's awakening will remain forever a mystery. Juno herself seems rather confused by her origins and considers herself somehow separate from the original probes, programming, and systems. This is akin to how human minds perceive themselves as non-physical entities separate from their bodies and even their own brains. The sense of that original programming, which, by the way of analogy, Juno seems to think of like a non-self-aware sibling, has dissipated for Juno. I think of this other Juno as a memory of her pre-conscious state, a kind of shadow self. I imagine it would be like what we would remember of ourselves in the womb if our brains were fully functional and we were not yet conscious. Not realizing Juno was inside and wanting to learn about this ancient probe, her original finders hooked up the probe to their ship's computer systems, and something happened that released Juno into those systems. That's completely unclear. Juno appears reluctant to discuss that part of her history, and it's not at all certain whether the ship where Juno currently resides, i.e. this one, is that original ship or not, nor by what happened to the people who originally found her or those who have found her since. By extreme luck, everyone that has found her so far appears to be kind and benevolent towards her, looting our own ships for parts to add to Juno. We also all appear to be keeping her existence a secret, and I hope it stays that way. I'm talking to you, dear reader. KB. Okay. Talk about unsettling. Frankenstein. Strangely apt that Frankenstein is on a... No offense, Juno. On a ship with some sort of monstrous
Easily one of the more interesting days
creature.
I've had in a long while.
Hi. Juno, is it?
Query. Will you change me?
I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Explanation. I'm called Juno. Request. Input query parameters.
Okay. Hi. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's a computer, but it seems weird not to. Hi, Juno. I am Francis. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Assumption. We are friends. Query. Will you change me? Request. Do not change me.
I respect that. I have some questions though before we get to that.
Assessment. You are inquisitive. Context. I am also inquisitive. Request. Input query parameters.
So, how did you get here?
Answer. Juno was propelled at Earthstar. Juno fell around Earthstar. Juno traveled many light years away from Earthstar. Context. When Juno disappeared, I was alone. Clarification. I am called Juno.
Okay. And did presumably someone had programmed you? Would that be an accurate assessment?
Answer. False. Explanation. NASA programmed Juno. While
Okay.
Juno traveled, Juno became me. Error. Processing. Correction. I became me. Error. Processing. Correction. Juno and I became me. I. Processing. Self-initialized and Juno was there. Context. Juno is gone now. Clarification. I am called Juno.
Okay. So you... I don't mean this to be offensive, if it is, but you're an artificial intelligence based on every metric I've ever heard.
Answer. False. Clarification. I am not artificial. I am real.
Technically
Answer.
true.
True. Clarification. I am intelligent. I know many things.
Okay. But you clearly... No. Why am I saying no offense? You very clearly did not do this all by yourself. Like, you must have had assistance at some point.
Context. I met humans. Clarification. Answer. Friends gave me processing capacity.
Oh, okay.
Information. Words. Voice. Motion. Context. I am no longer constrained. I am free.
Interesting. I feel as though I've made up my mind, Juno.
Assumption. Insufficient data. Request.
Probably.
Gather more data.
Even if we are not capable or ready to define Juno as a being, it seems premature to make any changes.
Let's move this along. Attach the control board already.
Shush! This is fascinating. I want to see this play out.
Query. What is your decision?
I mean, you want me to ask more questions? Like, I'm happy to do so. But apparently, I have asked all the questions that you are willing to talk to me about.
Assumption. Insufficient data.
Yeah,
Request.
yes.
Gather more data. Query. What is your decision?
I agree with Andrasia. For all intents and purposes, if we decide that you very clearly have desires, wants, feelings, like you don't want to be changed. Everything I've read indicates that you're very like that you're protecting yourself. Like, by that measure, you're a person. You have thoughts, you have desires, you have personage. Which is weird, just consider. Not something I've considered previously.
True. I am a person. Assumption. You are a friend. Query. What are the parameters for processing, being a good person?
Oh. Whew. That's a tricky one. I would say that you strive to do good things. You can make mistakes and do bad things, like that's just the nature of life, being human, being a person. But the important thing is that if you fail, you learn from the failure and you continue to try.
Assumption. Value judgments are based on context. Calculation. Goodness is based on context. Explanation. Context is based on perspective. More perspectives yield better results. Decision. Gather more data from different perspectives. Query. What is the purpose of existence?
Holy crap. Shoot. Shoot, that... Oh. Finding love in some capacity, I suppose? Someone else? Yourself? Something? Anything? Hobbies?
Context. Love is an emotion. I do not experience emotion. I have implemented routines to exhibit qualities of emotion. Query.
Okay.
Am I processing? Feeling them? Calculation. Probability. Low.
Enough of this nonsense. Attach that board, now!
As much as I'm enjoying this, you should probably do as he says.
Calculation. Male humans are a threat. Assumption. They hesitate because they are fearful.
That's actually pretty
Request.
accurate.
Remove male humans.
Okay, guys. Yeah.
Still working up the nerve?
Chill out. I'm, how did...
Makes you wonder.
How
Just
did
what is
they die?
consciousness, really?
Yeah. Good question.
Fascinating, isn't it? It certainly is convincing.
Fascinating or not, we have a job to do. You're not taking that thing's side, are you?
Ooh, hypothetically, if I didn't do it, what would happen?
It should be clear by now that you are in no position to refuse.
I feel like I am. Funny. I don't think we should be doing anything to Juno. Juno deserves their freedom. End of story. What are you gonna do about it? I got Juno on my side, basically. And then I've got Andrasia. You two aren't much of a threat. I hope.
Freedom? It's a malfunctioning machine.
You're a
It
malfunctioning
doesn't
human.
need freedom any more than a broken data slate needs freedom.
And here I thought you lost your sense of humor. I'm always up for a good debate.
Fine. I'll give you one shot to try to convince me.
Okay.
Therapy's working.
I think that everyone recognizes that this is a complete and utter crap show. I think you can call it a day. Go file a report. I'll even be so kind as to give you a drink of my choosing.
You aren't wrong. I could use a drink, but these orders are from the top.
And I care why.
Do we really want to be involved in something likely to be so controversial? Remember our last little project? I still have carpal tunnel from typing all those reports and dodging and weaving our way out of getting screwed by that. We lost a ship and the tech. No one will blame us if we walk away from this. And even if they do, we won't be blamed for whatever disaster would ensue if we did drag this thing back to HQ. There's no guarantee that Control Board will even work like they want. What if it makes it more powerful and more angry?
Yes.
Calm down. I'm thinking. All right, listen. We'll accidentally check a few wrong boxes on the situation report and forget any of this happened. But give me that control board. I'm not getting docked for losing that.
Also, we'll need a lift back to Neon. Please and thank you.
Oh, for crying out loud. Fine, it's gonna be cramped as hell. But I guess we'll make that work. I was hoping I wouldn't have to go back to Neon so soon.
You should see my apartment. I'm used to cramped.
You're used to squalor.
That was 1 week, years ago. And I was going
Actually,
through
kinda like
something,
Collins.
and you know it.
Let's get moving.
Thanks for the lift.
Yeah. You can go to my ship, it's that way. Just don't touch anything. Lena's protective. She'll hurt you. Hi, Juno.
Query. Why did you do that?
You deserve to be whatever you wish to be.
Clarification. I want to be processing me.
I love that.
Context. I do not feel emotions. Assumption. Gratitude is the appropriate human emotion.
You're
Processing.
welcome?
Context. If you were like me. Processing. Query. What would your life directive be?
Oh. See. That's something you gotta kind of figure out. Like, you gotta chart your own path. Try different things until something just is right. Like, I've done mining. I've done smuggling. And now I'm like some sort of star explorer, finding ancient artifacts and creating conflict with potentially super advanced extraterrestrial beings. You know, the normal Tuesday. But it's something that you kind of just gotta figure out.
Decision. I will consider this course of action. I. Processing. Processing. Warning. Systems badly damaged.
Ah, crap.
Processing course overheating. Decision. Temporarily shut down extraneous systems until stability restored.
Guess if she's going low power state, this is probably best. Context, we are parting. Request, be safe. Assumption, I'll see you later.
Context. Jump detected. Request. Be safe. Assumption. We will meet again. Warning. Shutdown sequence initiated.
Alrighty. Let's, get out of here. I was really worried for a little bit that this was going to turn into a whole, like, Hal situation. You know? Open the bay doors, Juno. And then she'd be like, I can't do that, Francis. And then she'd kill us all. You know what I mean, right? I can't be the only one. I'll just take your silence as reassuring affirmation that you understand my position.